You stayed over during courtship. So yes, after the singing, you would hitch up your horse, you would go pick up your girlfriend, and then you would take her back to her house. And in our community, we had to sit there in the living room on a couch or a love seat. Usually it was a wooden one with a cushion on it, but we always had wooden arms on our couches. So you couldn't get too comfy on it. And then we would always carry it out in the kitchen, though, because her parents had it sitting right outside their bedroom door. That was their ideal spot for it, okay? We did not want to sit right outside their door and have a conversation with each other while her parents could potentially be overhearing the conversation. So we would take our shoes off, tiptoe in, pick the love seat up, and carry it out around the corner into the kitchen. And then we would sit there, and that way we could talk a little bit louder. Although usually we would still whisper the whole night. We wouldn't really talk out loud too much. And then her brothers would return home from the singing a little bit later, and then they'd sit there and maybe have a snack and maybe a cup of coffee or something and BS for a minute before they headed to bed. And then we always had to be home by 2 a.m. If you weren't home by 2, you were in some trouble. And a couple of times I fell asleep, around 11 or even later, like say around 1 a.m. And then I slept until like 3. And I had to pass a couple Amish houses on the way home, and I knew I would be in some trouble if they heard me go home that late. They might report it to the bishop or the deacon or somebody, and then I would get in trouble. So we didn't technically stay over. Technically, we just went over and hung out until 2 a.m. And then that was the limit in our community. We had to leave.